This is Dr. Mark, animal advocate, rescuer, investigative journalist, publisher of many animal books, wishes to bring you this thought-provoking video. Welcome to this video on animal rights. Right up front, I want to assure you, you won't see graphic images of animal cruelty here. But what we will address is how, as a society, we contribute to animal suffering. And yet we turn a blind eye, comfortable, as long as we don't have to witness it ourselves. Out of sight, out of mind, they say. But at what cost? Where is our humanity in this? Why do we continue to ignore the plight of animals, choosing convenience over compassion? Have we reached a point where we simply don't care? Let's take a deeper look and ask ourselves honestly, is this the society we want to be a part of? Every year, billions of animals are slaughtered for food. Their lives are short and brutal. Confined to cramped spaces, they are often denied basic necessities. This isn't just a statistic, it's a reality that speaks volumes about our relationship with the natural world and the value we place on sentient life. Factory farming is the most significant contributor to animal suffering worldwide. This system, designed for efficiency and profit, often overlooks the well-being of the animals it exploits. Driven by profit maximization, this industrialized system treats animals as mere commodities. The focus is on producing the highest yield at the lowest cost, often at the expense of the animal's health and welfare. Chickens are crammed into battery cages, unable to spread their wings. These cages are so small and overcrowded that the birds can barely move, leading to severe physical and psychological stress. Pigs endure gestation crates so small they can't even turn around. These intelligent animals are confined for most of their lives, causing immense suffering and frustration. Cows, once symbols of pastoral life, now stand on concrete floors, their udders heavy with milk intended for human consumption. The natural behaviors of these gentle creatures are suppressed in such harsh environments. These animals are denied natural behaviors like grazing, socializing, and even parenting. The lack of space and stimulation leads to boredom and stress, further exacerbating their suffering. The stress and deprivation they experience are unimaginable. The constant confinement and lack of proper care result in both physical ailments and psychological trauma. Factory farming is not just cruel, it is a system that breeds disease and poses significant risks to human health. The crowded and unsanitary conditions are perfect breeding grounds for pathogens. The overuse of antibiotics in these facilities contributes to antibiotic resistance, a growing global threat. This practice not only endangers the animals, but also has serious implications for human medicine, making it harder to treat infections. Habitat destruction is another major threat to animals worldwide. As human populations grow and development expands, we encroach upon wild spaces, destroying the homes of countless species. Forests are cleared for agriculture, wetlands are drained for development, and oceans are polluted with plastic and chemicals. The consequences of habitat loss are dire. Many species are pushed to the brink of extinction, losing their homes and sources of food. The delicate balance of ecosystems is disrupted, leading to unpredictable consequences for all living creatures, including humans. We rely on healthy ecosystems for clean air and water, pollination of crops, and climate regulation. By destroying habitats, we are ultimately jeopardizing our own well-being. The legal status of animals varies greatly around the world. In most countries, animals are considered property, lacking fundamental rights and protections. While some laws exist to prevent outright cruelty, they often fall short of addressing the systemic suffering inflicted upon animals in industries like factory farming and entertainment. This lack of legal protection leaves animals vulnerable to exploitation and abuse. It allows industries to prioritize profit over animal welfare, perpetuating a cycle of suffering. The time has come to recognize animals as sentient beings deserving of legal recognition and protection from harm. Mirrors of morality. What our treatment of animals says about us. Our actions towards animals are a reflection of our deepest values and ethics. Our treatment of animals goes beyond legal frameworks. It reflects our values as a society. The way we interact with animals, whether through kindness or cruelty, speaks volumes about our collective conscience. The empathy we extend or withhold from other living beings reveals our capacity for compassion and justice. When we show love and care to animals, we are nurturing the very essence of humanity within us. When we turn a blind eye to animal suffering, we become desensitized to the plight of the vulnerable, both human and non-human. Ignoring the pain of animals can lead to a broader insensitivity towards the suffering of others in our community. The ethical implications of animal exploitation are profound. The use of animals in research, factory farming, and entertainment raises serious moral questions. Every year, billions of animals endure unimaginable suffering for human consumption, entertainment, or research. These practices often involve extreme confinement, physical pain, and psychological distress. This exploitation raises fundamental questions about our moral compass and our responsibility towards other living beings. Are we willing to inflict pain and suffering for our own benefit, or can we find more humane alternatives? It is time to recognize that our humanity is intertwined with the well-being of all creatures. By advocating for better treatment of animals, we are also advocating for a more compassionate and just world for all. Let us strive to create a society where empathy and kindness extend to all living beings, fostering a world where every creature can live free from suffering and exploitation. Beyond the statistics, a story of suffering and resilience. This is a tale that goes beyond mere numbers and charts, diving deep into the heart-wrenching experiences of those who cannot speak for themselves. Consider the story of Maya, a young elephant who spent years in captivity, forced to perform for tourists. Day after day, she was paraded in front of crowds, her spirit slowly being crushed under the weight of her chains. Chained and beaten, she endured unimaginable cruelty. The harsh treatment left scars not only on her body but also on her soul. Each strike, each moment of confinement was a testament to the cruelty she faced. Maya's spirit, however, remained unbroken. Despite the relentless suffering, there was a fire within her that refused to be extinguished. Her eyes, though filled with pain, also held a glimmer of hope and determination. When rescuers finally freed her, her joy was palpable. The moment the chains were removed, it was as if a heavy burden had been lifted. Her eyes sparkled with a newfound light, and her heart beat with the rhythm of freedom. She took her first steps in freedom with a newfound sense of hope. Each step was a testament to her resilience, a symbol of her unyielding spirit. The open fields and the vast skies were now her new home, a stark contrast to the confined spaces she once knew. Maya's story is not unique. There are countless others like her, trapped in a cycle of suffering and despair. Each one has a story, a history of pain and a longing for freedom. Countless animals endure similar suffering in circuses, zoos, and laboratories. They are subjected to inhumane conditions, their lives reduced to mere entertainment or experimentation. Their cries for help often go unheard, lost in the cacophony of human indifference. Their stories remind us that behind the statistics are individual beings with the capacity to feel pain, fear, and joy. Each face tells a story, each eye reflects a soul that yearns for compassion and understanding. Their resilience in the face of adversity is a testament to the strength of the animal spirit. It is a reminder that with a little kindness and effort, we can make a difference. We can transform their lives, giving them the chance to experience joy and freedom once more. The ripple effect, from animal cruelty to human suffering. Yet our government seems not to recognize the importance of animal cruelty as it can relate to human abuse. Animal abuse is almost invisible to law enforcement. Why do they not care? Incompetence, lack of resources, not a priority. Again, why? The abuse of animals often goes hand in hand with violence towards humans. Studies have shown a strong correlation between animal cruelty and domestic violence, child abuse, and other forms of interpersonal violence. This link suggests a disturbing overlap in the perpetrators and victims of abuse. Moreover, the exploitation of animals for food production has devastating consequences for the environment and human health. Factory farming contributes significantly to greenhouse gas emissions, deforestation, and water pollution. The overuse of antibiotics in these facilities fuels the rise of antibiotic-resistant bacteria, posing a serious threat to global health. Recognizing animal rights is not about giving animals the same rights as humans. It's about acknowledging their inherent right to live free from unnecessary suffering and exploitation. It's about extending our circle of compassion to include all living beings. The movement for animal rights is gaining momentum worldwide. More people are adopting plant-based diets, supporting cruelty-free products, and advocating for stronger legal protections for animals. This shift in consciousness reflects a growing understanding of our interconnectedness with the natural world and the ethical imperative to treat all living beings with respect and compassion. The fight for animal rights requires a collective effort. Each of us has a role to play in creating a more just and compassionate world for all beings. By speaking up for animals, raising awareness, and making conscious choices in our daily lives, we can contribute to a brighter future. Share your thoughts on this crucial issue. Engage in meaningful conversations with friends, family, and your community. Together, we can amplify the voices of the voiceless and create a world where animals are no longer subjected to unnecessary suffering. Numerous organizations are dedicated to protecting animals and promoting animal rights. These organizations work tirelessly to expose cruelty, advocate for legislative change, rescue animals in need, and educate the public about the importance of animal welfare. By supporting these organizations through donations, volunteering, or simply spreading the word about their work, you can make a tangible difference in the lives of animals. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, contributes to creating a more compassionate world. Dr. Mark, Animal Advocate, asks that you please join us here at Pawsitive Personals, our YouTube channel, as we fight for animal welfare, animal rights. Your subscribing is a big deal as we go forward in this fight for animals. The journey towards a more humane world starts with small steps. Reduce or eliminate your consumption of animal products, support cruelty-free brands, and advocate for stronger animal protection laws in your community. Educate yourself about the issues and share your knowledge with others. Remember, even the smallest actions can make a big difference. By choosing compassion over indifference, we can create a world where animals are no longer viewed as commodities, but as sentient beings deserving of our respect and protection. The time for change is now.